call to get some support for Oceans 21, which is some wonderful legislation written by Sam Farr and co-sponsored by Jim Saxton, who is my representative.
Okay, and you have 2 young children, and you said you're doing this for the future generations before money runs out. Talk a little bit about it.
Well, you know, it's kind of like managing your money, if you want to look at managing your natural resources that way. Natural resources translate into money. If we spend it all now, we don't have it for our future generations. We'll be fighting over it later with other countries. That doesn't sound very secure to me. So I'm totally into security, and I want to secure these resources for our future generations.
And you did this last year for your wonderful journey. So how is this one going to compare? What can you hope to get?
Well, I hope to make it with all the scheduling. This is going to be more challenging in some ways, just because I have to admit, after paddling last year, I got a little bit lazy, put on a few pounds, didn't paddle as much, and so about a month ago, when this really started getting, the process of planning started, it's like, oh, well, the training's a bit lacking, but I think I can do it. And it's not a matter of I think; it has to be done. It has to be done. Just like taking care of our oceans, it has to be done.
And talk about your journey. What were you expecting? Talk about your travels. You out here by yourself doing.
Well, it's going to be fun and hard work, and I'll tell you, NOAA is calling. That's NOAA weather is calling for thunderstorms. I think every day this week, going past the weekend. So that's going to be chancy. It's going to be challenging. The distances aren't that huge. I think today is going to be my biggest one for the next 5 days. It's like 42 miles. I'm hoping to crank out the miles, though, when I go through the DNR Canal, which I'm kind of taking a circuitous route, going north first and then south. But it just works out with the scheduling to be better that way. Also, I think it's a unique experience, a unique way to highlight the interconnectivity of everything. We'll be going from the ocean to the Delaware. It's all connected.
And when you get to Washington D.C., what will you do?
Well, hopefully I'll be visiting Congress and presenting. Hopefully Jim Saxton will be there, because I would love to give him this bottle that I pulled out of the Rancocas on one of my training paddles, one of my few training paddles. It's from the Jennings Dairy Barn in Mount Holly, so I thought that would be completely appropriate. It's a little grimy though, and I already got my shorts dirty from it. But
and what gave you the inspiration to do this SOS message in a bottle?
Well, NRDC had this campaign going, and then I thought, this is so key, because my son can write a message and I can carry it. And so he drew a little picture, and I would love to show it to you, but I'm packed right now. But my inspiration is really my children. You're going to flip it right now. Sorry. You're going to flip it. Okay? No, you can't, because it will flip so easily, babe. I'm sorry.
And with the bottle, so along your way, if someone has a message, will you be collecting those, and what are you hoping? Do you hope people will stop and give you one?
I hope so, and I can stick something temporarily in one of my dry bags up front. This way I can keep it dry until I get safely to port, because as you know, the paddle's not over till the boat is safely in port. So when I get there, then I'll stuff all the messages in the bottle.
Wonderful. And talk a little bit about what needs the ocean has, what the problems are.
Oh boy, that's a big one. We've got huge fishing issues right now. We're kind of like we're really out of balance. From the Menhaden being fished to death in the Chesapeake, stuff like that. We know it can be fixed. We're seeing stripers coming back in New Jersey. They're great. They're healthy, but our Menhaden population's a little healthier than what it is in the Chesapeake. There's that. There's issues also of global warming, of course, on the ocean as things acidify. That's with increased carbon dioxide. There's even like mineral rights and stuff like that. And what impact will drilling offshore have on our ocean resource? Is this really a smart thing to do? Maybe explore, but do we really need to keep promoting the burning of fossil fuels? I think our President George Bush did say that we have an oil addiction. Perhaps now is the time to really look at trying to cure that addiction. We need a 12-step program.
And have you always cared about the environment?
Yes. I've always been involved with some type of animal husbandry, whether I've had fish, cats, dogs, horse. For years I worked on horse farms, and there's a basic truth. And that basic truth is you can only be as healthy as your environment. If you have a horse in a dirty stall, he's going to eventually get sick. It's really quite commonsensical. And basically, our ocean is getting sick. We do also have huge issues with overdevelopment in this state. I mean, the coastal overdevelopment is quite insane, especially when you also know that the sewer plants are not always upgraded in lockstep with this to keep up pace with this ocean, with the development along the coastlines, and that, of course, that impacts the water quality.
And just lastly, what do you hope people get from this?
Well, especially this time around where training has just not been what I'd like it to be. If I can get to myself to D.C., then surely we can do what we can do, on an individual level to make things better for our watery world. Thanks.
Now, Representative Saxon's retired. Have you been talking with either State Senator Adler or Chris Myers about what they're going to do?
No, I should be, though, and shame on me for not. But yes, I should definitely have been doing that. I've been doing a few little letter writing campaigns myself, but really haven't done much. I need to do more. So this is what I'm doing.